Hello everyone, welcome to the .NET Mirror channel. Today we will try to understand how you can install Visual Studio 2022 Community Edition on a Windows 11 laptop. So what you could do, you can go onto your web browser, just say free Visual Studio, right? You get an options on Microsoft website, Visual Studio Community for Mac, Visual Studio Code, and the other options. So we will try to download the Visual Studio Community. Click on free download. So if you see here, it's already started a Visual Studio setup.exe. So let it download. So using Community Edition, right? So you can do your desktop development using .NET Core. You could do web or cloud development, game development, ML. So you could do everything with the Community Edition. So this exe is installed. So you can double click directly here, but let me go and show you where it downloads. It should be in your downloads folder. So double click on this. So yes. So it will open an installer for you. Click on continue. It will take some time to download it. Let it download. Okay. Now it says what kind of components you want to develop with Visual Studio, right? So let me select ASP.NET. So with this you can develop your web applications. Azure development, so you can do Azure development as well. Python I'll ignore. Node you can do. uh, .NET Desktop WPF apps you can do. Multi-platform C++. So you could do Windows Store, Universal Windows Platform development, data and all. So for now I'll exclude remaining ones, but you can clearly, let's say if you want a WPF, you can just select here. And if you see here, whatever the component you're selecting, the size will increase. So if I unselect this, so it says we need 11.77 GB on the machine. But if I select WPF, it will increase more. So let me unselect this. And even you can select your individual component by selecting each of these components. It automatically selects this. But if you need any specific one, you can do that as well. So I'm installing English, and the location default it goes to program files. So you can see where it downloads and installs it. So as it takes time, so let me start the installation. So for now I'll exclude the Azure as well for quicker installation. So let me do install. So this will take some time. Meanwhile, let's go and try to understand what are the other versions we have in Visual Studio. So you have Visual Studio Community, which is a free download. You have Visual Studio Professional, Visual Studio Enterprise. So Visual Studio Community Edition, there is a limitation. So if you see here, it says the Community Edition is for the individual developers who wants to develop their free or paid apps. Like if you clearly read over here, it says non-enterprise organization up to 5 users can use the Visual Studio Community. Anything more than this, you should opt for either professional or enterprise. Okay, so let's do a comparison. So this is the Visual Studio Community, professional and enterprise. If you see, these are the features, and anything with four dots means all features are available. Anything with three dots, most features, some features, and few features, right? If you look at here, enterprise has everything, and professional is missing few, and Visual Studio Community is missing a few, right? So you can go here and compare what kind of things you want. For example, if you take testing tools, there's no live unit testing you can do with the either community or professional. You should opt for enterprise. So like that you can do a quick comparison and select which one is best for you. But for initial development at all, community edition is more than enough, so that you don't need to pay anything. So this might take some time. I'll come back once this is done. Welcome back. Now the installation is done. So I got this particular screen when I installed it. Okay, it was saying it's done and asking for a restart. I did that, and now let's open the Visual Studio Community Edition. So go to the start, just type Visual Studio. So this is the community edition, but there is an installer, right? So this will help you to install like multiple versions side by side. You could install professional, enterprise, and if you want to let's say we installed only ASP.NET, right? Now let's say I want to update it to Azure, I want to pick up WPF, right? So you can again go there and just select it so that it takes another space and modify so that these components will be installed. So you could use modify. Launch means it will launch your Visual Studio Community Edition, and there is a more option where you can repair or install, or you could do some updates and all. So at any point in time, you can use installer to update your Community Edition or to install like Professional Enterprise. So now let me launch it. Okay, it is asking for a sign in, so that your settings all will be retained. So if you have account, you can do that, or you can skip this as well. So I haven't 2FA enabled for the account. So let me approve on the phone. So it's initial setup. So this might take few minutes. So let's wait. Okay. Now this is the initial screen. So if you have done any recent projects, it opens here, and you can clone repository directly from GitHub, or if you have any existing solution or project, right, you can use this as well, or you can use a local folder or create a new project, right? Then let me start this option. So you'll get project templates, but if you look at on left side, I don't have any recent templates. Let's say if I create a console app now, so next time the console app template will come here. So like that, you have different languages. So you could do a C sharp. You can filter it out. Let's say I want to do uh, kind of an Azure development. It goes to Azure project types. You could select web and all, right. So with that, you can filter all the data. So but let me select all platform. So let me simply create a ASP.NET Core web app here. So go on to next. So I'll say first web app. So by default, it goes and stores into the repos, and a different solution name will be created. So let it be like that. Click on next. So it's saying which kind of an language you want. So let me select .NET 6, which is a long-term support. And authentication, as of now, I'm not worried about it. So let me select the default ones. Let's click on create. So using that particular template, it creates a project for you. Now by default, it is loaded few default pages and all. And let me quickly run through this application. So it says, would like to trust default SSL. I'll say yes. And do you want to install the certificate? I'll say yes. And trust it. The certificate, yes. Okay, now it is trying to. Now we see here, we got the default ASP.NET application with the template where you have a welcome page, you have a privacy page, and all. Okay, with this, we are done with the initial run of the application as well. Let me stop this. Okay, now we are done with the video. Let's try to summarize. So what we learned in this video is how could you install Visual Studio Community Edition, and also what are the different features you get with Visual Studio Community Edition, and what are the different comparisons you have with Visual Studio Community Enterprise and Professional Edition. And also we created a sample ASP.NET Core application, and we run that application as well. Thanks for watching. Please give a like, do subscribe. Thank you.